Welcome everyone. This is lecture number 9 of computer maintenance and troubleshooting. Unit 1 inside PC core components. The topic is expansion buses. So what is expansion bus? Expansion bus is nothing but it is a pathway that power, data and control signals use to travel from one component to another component. Expansion bus allows the various devices inside as well as attached to the system to communicate with each other. In order for these components to communicate with each other, they make use of wires that are known as bus. So buses are nothing but a set of wires or a group of wires which are taking the data from CPU to peripheral devices, CPU to memory or CPU to IO devices. So bus is a common pathway through which information flows from one computer component to another. In this you can see there are different types of computer buses available. We have already studied in microprocessor 8085 that there are three types of bus: address bus, data bus, control bus. All buses have access to RAM, ROM, IO and other peripheral devices. Only address bus is one way while data bus and control bus are two way. Means one way means CPU can only send signals to RAM, ROM, IO and other, while data bus and control bus can send as well as receive to and from CPU to other RAM, ROM, IO or other peripheral devices. Functions of buses in computers. So main functions are data sharing, addressing, power and timing. Data sharing, the bus transfers or send data either in a serial or parallel method of data transfer. This allows for exchange of 1, 2, 4 or even 8 bytes of data at a time. That is, a byte is a group of 8 bits. That means your bus can be of 8 bit, 16 bit, 32 bit or even 64 bit. So these are the number of data, that is each bus is carrying 8 bit bus means it is carrying 8 bit of data. 16 bit bus means it is carrying 16 bit of data. Likewise 32 bit and 64 bit. Coming to addressing, bus has addressing lines which match those of the processor. This allows data to send to or from memory locations to or from specific memory locations to the CPU. Power. A bus supplies power to various peripherals connected to it. In timings, the bus provides a system clock signal to synchronize the peripherals attached to it with the rest of the system. Now, bus terminologies. There are two major types of buses: system buses and IO buses. System buses are also called as front side bus, memory bus, local bus or host bus. And coming to IO buses, these are connecting various peripheral devices to the CPU. The devices connect to the system bus via bridge implemented in the processor chipset. We have already seen two types of bridge are there, north bridge and south bridge. In the next lecture we are going to study about chipset. Other names of the IO bus includes expansion bus, external bus or host bus. So we are going to see what are expansion buses. Here are the types of expansion buses. You can see the types are ISA, EISA, MCA, VESA, PCI, AGP, USB and IEEE 1394 Firewire. Starting with ISA. Its full form is Industry Standard Architecture. This ISA bus are found in 8-bit and 16-bit. Means they are carrying either 8-bit data and 16-bit data. Previously, it was started with 8-bit ISA bus, and later on, 16-bit bus was invented. So it was introduced by IBM. Now you can see PC bus is also ISA and AT bus is also ISA. PC bus is called as PC bus only, but ISA AT bus is having different names. For example, you can see if it is 8-bit ISA, then it is known as PCXT, and if it is 16-bit ISA, then it is known as AT. So 8-bit, you can see in this figure that this kind of bus, it is nothing but it is a slot, and a slot will be connecting a set of wires. So the number of pins is showing that number of bits it can be it is taking. So there are two types of bus here, ISA 8 bits and ISA 16 bits. So the long one is ISA 16 bit and small one is ISA 8 bits. So first bus of ISA, PC bus was first bus of ISA, while AT bus is created by adding set of connection to the end of PC bus. Means it was nothing but adding some of the connections at the end of PC bus, which was first bus, and then it was then AT bus was made. Now here you can see a comparison between 8-bit and 16-bit ISA bus. So 8-bit data interface it supports, and here 16-bit data bit it supports. Speed was 4.77 megahertz, and here speed was 8 megahertz. 62 pin connector, and same 62 pin connector, but later on 36 pin AT extension connection was added. Next is MCA, micro channel architecture. It was developed by IBM and was a replacement for ISA when PS2 PC were launched. PS2 means the PS2 ports having PC were launched. At that time, MCA bus was introduced. So it was supporting 10 megahertz speed, 16 and 32-bit data. It also supported bus mastering, means it is a technology that placed a mini processor on each expansion card. These mini processor controlled much of the data transfer, allowing the CPU to do the other task. If there is a point where CPU has to work hard for or work more for transferring of data, at that time the mini processors which were connected on this kind of bus or this kind of slots are doing data transfer task, so that CPU can do other tasks which are more important than data transfer. One advantage of MCA was that the plug-in cards were software configurable. This means that they required minimal intervention by the user by configuring. So the primary downfall of the MCA bus was that it was a proprietary bus and required licensing. So IBM launched it. So other components were not compatible to the MCA. So to make that compatible, IBM introduced a license. So if any other company want to make a components MCA compatible, then they have to purchase license from from IBM. So therefore it was known as proprietary bus and required licensing. Because of this proprietary format and competing standards, the MCA bus never became widely used and has been phased out. Means it became obsolete. Nobody used it, so it became obsolete. So now you can see just an example of this example, or you can say card of MCA. So this is the circuit behind circuit. This is a slot and this is the circuit behind the slot. So it is not compatible with ISA cards and it supports bus mastering that we already discussed. Now coming to EISA, that is Extended Industry Standard Architecture. It was 32-bit slot, means it was supporting 32-bit data. Speed was 8.33 megahertz and it can accommodate 16-bit ISA cards. So the EISA bus provided 32-bit slots that we already discussed, and in addition the EISA can accommodate 16-bit ISA card. Although EISA bus is backward compatible and not a proprietary bus, so it never became widely used and is now no longer found in computers today. Because why it was told backward compatible means EISA was accommodating ISA. It was not accommodating the cards further. Means further means the cards or the standards which were invented later on after EISA. It was not supporting the cards that were invented after EISA was invented. It was supporting only backward, means that is ISA, which was introduced backward, while MCA was not supported because it was proprietary. So soon it became obsolete. So the next is VESA, that is Video Electronic Standard Association. It supports 32-bit data path, 25 or 33 megahertz speed, and you can see the number of pins connector it is supporting. So the main problem with MCA and EISA designs was that the developers needed improved bus architecture to speed up graphics adapter performance and keep up with the evolving operating system technology such as Microsoft Windows. Means uh, to improve the graphical interface. So for that purpose, graphics adapter performance should also increase, because for to make GUI work faster, every pixel had to be represented and every pixel has to be refreshed. At the same time, laser printers and graphics programs like PageMaker and CorelDRAW entered the market. So therefore, because of these two softwares, EISA MCA failed and VESA bus became more popular. So to meet the at that time, to meet the current situation, or you can say current requirement of the market, VESA was introduced. And why VL bus? It is the word is used. VL bus is nothing but it is a local bus, and it is a physical path on which data flows at almost the speed of the microprocessor, so that the system performance increases. Means whatever the speed is there of processor, the same speed will that be of your local bus. Now the problems with VESA was it ran at the same clock frequency as the host PC, but this became a problem as the processor speeds increased, because the faster the peripheral are required to run, the more expensive they are to manufacture. मीन्स जैसे जैसे स्पीड बढ़ती जाएगी वैसे वैसे जो कंपोनेंट्स है वो एक्सपेंसिव होते जाएंगे एंड ओवरऑल एक्सपेंस विल इंक्रीज. So this was the main problem. And second one, it was difficult to implement VL bus on newer chips. Means later on 486 and new Pentiums were introduced, so it was difficult to implement VL bus on these kind of chips, and VESA slots had an extra set of connectors, and thus cards were larger. So three problems were there. One, the speed was so much high that overall it became expensive. Second, it was not able to implement on the newer chips, and third one, that the cards are very much larger. Now next is PCI, that is Peripheral Component Interconnect. It is a local bus like VESA. This is also a local bus. Local bus, I already told, is a physical path on which data flows at most the speed of the microprocessor, increasing the performance of the whole system. It connects the CPU, memory and peripheral to wider, faster data paths. It supports 32-bit and 64-bit data bandwidth. 33 megahertz and plug and play. What do you mean by plug and play? Plug and play means as in you plug in the device with the PCI slot, then it will start to play, means it will start to perform. And again it supports PCI supports bus mastering. Bus mastering is nothing but it shares the job of your CPU to, so that it can make the CPU free and CPU can perform some other. Next is AGP, that is AGP is full form is Accelerated Graphic Ports. AGP port connect to the CPU and operates at the speed of processor bus. Means whatever the speed will be of processor bus at the then the same speed will be of AGP port. The AGP uses the main PC memory to hold 3D images. Why it was introduced? To handle the 3D images, or you can say high quality of graphics. Data transfer rate is 264 Mbps to 528 Mbps, 800 Mbps to 1.5 Gbps. AGP connector is identified by its brown color, means it is of brown. Second is USB. It was introduced in 1995, and later on it is evolved more and more to so that it can be used for Android phones, Apple phones and other peripheral devices. So data transfer rate is 12 Mbps. It supports 127 peripheral devices such as mice, modems and keyboards. It is hot plugging or insertion, or you can say hot insertion, means it is the ability to connect a device without turning the PC off. So this is known as hot plugging. When your PC is on, you can connect the device and your device will start to play, or you can say start to work. Next is plug and play. You connect a device and start using it without configuration. There is no need of configuration, and there is no need to turn off the PC. Last is IEEE 13994 Firewire. It was introduced to transfer high levels of data in real time, such as video devices. Camcorder is an example that requires this kind of port. Can connect 63 external devices, plug and play, hot plugging, and provides power to peripheral devices. These are the references, and thank you.